Welcome back to Timberborn and our Beaver Book 3 playthrough on Fortitude. While we're waiting for things, I want to thank everybody for watching. You never know when you start something whether people would be interested, because it's an hour, and but like I said, depending on how long this lasts, it might last anything up to 50 videos. So that's a lot of content over once a week is a year. So stick with it, and I'll stick with it, and we'll all stick with it, and we'll hopefully enjoy it. Like I said before, there'll be some things you'll disagree with, but you'll see the ideas coming through. Anyway, right, so we know, well, we're a bit ahead of what I think that may happen. Don't quote me, but I think cycle 4, potentially cycle 5, maybe early on. The bad water may come in earlier. I don't know, but it's certainly going to come in soon. Let's say. So I need to prepare. Yeah, I need to do that. Certainly, big. I need to prepare myself for this inevitable problem. Now, obviously, I've got leverage, but I haven't got. I've got 100, and I don't know how much I need actually. Yeah, so I still need another 100 on these. So I need to sort of get, but also the other problem is this will be changed. Remember, we cannot turn off this. Now, the reason why, like I said before, if you remember, is I'm getting, or I'm not putting it down here for an example, is the problem of the flow. The flow is relatively slow on this, and because of that, it's going to cause a problem. Well, it didn't really cause a problem. What it does is I have to have it low. In other words, I have to have this to about a 0.65. If one is at the top, a 0.65 is just over half. But because of that, I can have this. Well, I can have this right the way up to 8.85. It doesn't seem a lot, but if you've got all this water here, and you've got another a quarter in there, we still have to keep building up this. This is so important, and I do need to take this. This is why, it's so important. I'm going to have to start turning these on, I think. How much food have we got in? And I've got quite a bit of food, but I've also got to turn on these. Now, I found out to my, which I didn't know about, that if I give them something to do and there's not enough workers, there need to be workers, and they need to be sort of unemployed. That's why they're not doing any of this. So that's another concern. Eventually, we'll have to get barracks and things, but I need to have other things in place. We could turn on this just to get this going, I think. How are we doing with... We've got 14. Obviously, I need a lot more. That's the problem. I've got, obviously, quite a few in here, so I'm going to turn off this one, and I'm going to turn off this one. But I need to be getting more... I'm not worried about food. I've got enough berries there in that respect. So I still need a lot more water. Water is definitely the thing that I'm concerned about. I'm just going to put this on a bit faster. We've got 84 in. I will enable another one to be built. Wood is coming in. Can I get another one? Don't think so. If I enable them, possibly. We got Grold and died. Yeah, we're not replacing the... what I'll do is, I'll do that. I still need more... no, that's the wrong one. I'm going to get more cranoli in. And I'm going to let that be built whenever it's ready. Unfortunately, I can't put these on anything higher. Have we got? We have got something in there, which I'm quite surprised at because he shouldn't be in there. I would have thought he would be. He'd be, you know, doing something else, but apparently not so. Oops, daisy. This is what you do when you're not concentrating. The good thing is, beavers can swim. That's always a good thing. I think what I'll do is I'll get them to come down here. Build that. I haven't got any wood though. That's the Achilles heel with this. It's where I want this. I want to build a over there. So that gives me. That'll give me. I've already got this. This will give me this relatively two. Yeah, it'll give me two there. Possibly, let's just stop this in 2 seconds. Let's just me sort of plan this out to a degree. That might be okay. Bearing in mind, I'm going to need 3. Because of the way this is done, if I just push this here, or I put these two, they won't be in sync, and I need all of them in sync so when they go down, I can get these built. This isn't the problem. I'm going to pause these, and then we can leave them when we get this built as well. But obviously, his planks is a problem. And having them born is a problem. I need to get... I'm wondering if it's because I've also got these enabled. That they're not pushing it, because obviously they've got something to do. Now, if they haven't got anything to do... here we go. Now, we've got workers that are unemployed now. Now, hopefully they should start doing these here. This is what I'm hoping they're going to do. Yes. So... because I had these enabled, they'll automatically go in there. I mean, in other words, they've got a job to do. But because of this, they'll start now to fill all these back up again. So we'll have... so that's now... once I've got all these enabled again, I can put them back on again. Yeah, that's good. So that solves my problem. I went and had a... I basically went and had a read up about it because I wasn't too sure, to be honest, how that's supposed to work. And I want to get that enabled for water. And I want to get that enabled for water. These are all water, so I might as well... eventually we'll change these to thing. But I also need... the problem being is I need this as well. And I have not got enough to get it. So that's another concern. What's the concern here? There's only no shelter, so that's fine. It's not the way... the one decent thing about the... like I've said, the INTP boys, they don't need a shelter to breed. They just need these. Now we've got this going again. Now I can start doing this again. And get them in there. So they'll start doing only 3. But it may be slightly beneficial, which is this, to... I need these to grow up. We got 1 grown up. And I'm going to actually enable them anyway. So we got the canola going. I've... yeah, I might as well just enable the beavers here. This can now go. Disable it because there's no trees around. It's micromanaged on a scale here. This is the problem with it. Oh, this is what you have to do, I should say. No problem. We just have to micromanage. We're almost there with that when this bad water kicks in. We have to keep scaling up the water. That water there isn't enough. But obviously, I've got to have these. I've got to have these done as well. You know, get all this wood down. They obviously at 70%. It's obviously like with this here. It's. I mean, what I tell you what I'll do, because I can see these. I can plant them. Before I couldn't plant them, so I'm just going to plant. Some of them won't be done, but I'm going to need a forester over there. These are going to take a cycle, so they won't take. They won't actually do much on this cycle, but again, I'm going to need some more wood, so I am going to need this going. I just don't have the beavers to do that at the moment. That's the problem. Once these kick in, these 6 here, I'll have a lot more and I'll be able to do. But the trouble is, what I'll have is a spike. I'll have a spike and trough, if you like, where I'll have loads of beavers and then I'll have none, and then I'll have loads of none until I can. Until I can, you know, get it sort of static enough. I'm going to disable these again. So they build these out. Because we know we've got enough to do that. I'm going to disable that for sure. So I can make sure that there's 2 here. To get this 1 built. Which is a good idea. And 2... get me some, because I've got a lot of wood. I'm putting a lot of effort into taking this down, which is really important to take it down as fast as we can, because it will get us the wood up, which we obviously eventually need to change to. I'm just waiting for them to obviously put all their. As you can see, now he's going over and it's going to fill all. Well, he's filling them all up actually. Come on, boy. Get him up. And then obviously I'll swap them back again. I'm going to enable that again. And that. I just trying to keep building water up as well. But I don't want to go too far because I want these to be absolutely filled. We've got 2 there, 2 there. We're not doing too bad. How's my beavers doing here? They're obviously filling this berry system back up again. Berry system. What a stupid name, Piggy, for that. I've got to get this as well. I'm still desperately trying to get them to fill these things in. But it's not happening at this precise moment. We've got that going. Yeah, he's definitely taking water in there, so that's a. I still have got 23 hours as well. About 3/4 of that, that's already been, to half of it's already been taken down. Drought poaching, that's fine. It's not fine. I'm trying to get them to fill these in. That's the first one that's filled in. I just want them to get these filled in and I can put everything back on again. When the drought's approaching, I will set this going in motion. And obviously fill these in as well. To get me 200. I need this 250, but I also try to get the... I want the gears, because I desperately need the medium tank. Unless I can get the medium tank, probably before the, we're on cycle 4, so we're not doing too bad. I definitely think we'll get a bad water next time. Whether it's going to be in this playthrough, I do not know, so I can't really say much with that. I'm trying my best to get this food in here, but they're not playing substantial ball at the moment. It's probably to do with these are all they're come on guys, fill this in, will you? I know you've got them, but I want you to start these so I can do some changes. How many more are we doing? Okay. I think... It's probably enough. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to get... Well, I can't obviously build this yet, but I'll pause that one. I don't need to pause... Well, I might have to pause that one because I might be able to get right to that edge and do it. And then we'll link that up. That'll give me the position where I want some more... I haven't actually set berries there, strangely enough. We've got these berries still, but we haven't got any storage to store them, which is... It's not a sacrilege. I'll put them there. And then get that built. There is one. There's no wood that... Well, there is enough wood there. This is all I've got to do. Just fill that in. Once this drought's kicking in, I'm not actually going to do anything else. I desperately need to get this built. But obviously, I need the wood and the logs and everything else to get it done. We've now got 17. I've got another one born. Now I know it would be incredibly beneficial to just let's go to housing and put sort of some housing in here. But have you seen how much they cost? I know I've got enough there to be able to do this, but it does cost a huge amount. Now we've got 2 in there. I just need this one. That's all I'm interested in. We've still got the drought going. We've got full water going, I should say. I'm going to enable all of them, and then they're going to build them. I'll enable that one, then that one, then that one could be the third one. I just don't want to. Obviously close these off to anything, because they're my lifeline. Now we've got 18, so we are picking up. That can come down here. A drought's fine, really, because I've got so much water built up. But this is what I'm trying to achieve. Just keep building the water up. Doesn't matter. I don't mind it being anywhere around here. Obviously, I've got another option to have another one in here. But obviously, I need to have a, you know, a platform, unfortunately. Remember, once the drought hits, they still have water in their barrel system. So it's not too bad. Right, now we've got a full stack of... Let me enable that. Or do I enable... No, I'll tell you what I'll do is, because I've still got a day left, I'll go back on my plan there. I'll enable this, and then we'll enable that. I don't have the two in there, though. That's the problem. We'll disable that. We've got full water, so I'm going to take 2 off. How many... they can get right back there. I'm going to take 2 of them off as well. That has to stay in, but no, and this definitely has. This cannot be turned off at all. So we're going to have 2 and the 2 in there. Now they're going to start making... The only decent thing about this is it doesn't matter when we have no flow. The trouble is this flow, like I said, it's very slow. And I can only go to 65. As you can see here, I'm going to 85. That's a lot about more water, like I said. It does cause more problems with this, but, you know, sometimes you have to take the rough with the smooth. I will get a spike. Now, you could do it... What you could do is you see this here. You could wait till a quarter. Say you do these 3. Wait till a quarter, and then enable that. Wait till that gets then to half. That'll obviously be half. That'll be a quarter. Then enable this on the 3/4. And then when that one gets full, you could do... I suppose you could either just do the 3 maybe, or something like that maybe. I don't know. But it just looks nice with the 4. It's probably too excessive, but... You know what they say, it is what it is. This I want to be the main thing that gets built quick, or at least gets built as is. This will enable... Oh, they went down there. How come they got down there? Oh, because they could get from this edge here. That's why they could do them too. That's fine. I'm also gonna plant... Obviously, I'm changing these pines. I could change them to oaks, but I still think it's a little bit early to do that yet. For obvious reasons. But obviously we got that. But I can't do that until I get this. I can get down to get this done. We have got the 4, but how come? Oh, that's why I'm going to put 2. Yeah, 2's fine in there. And now I'm going to put all these back into there. I'm going to also increase... no, I'm not going to do that yet. Yeah, they're gonna build this now. So that's as much water as... Well, it's not as much water as I want. You can't... I think when you're playing hard mode, you can't have enough... you can't have enough water. But obviously, eventually, I'm going to change these to a larger ones. But I'm just, as you can see, just chucking these in any old spoof at the moment. just to get this going. If I could have relatively 1,000 water with all this, I would. But obviously, as the decent thing, as I get this changed over to the second one and I cut this down, will obviously increase. Now I've got 190, 190. Once this goes over, that's it. I'll be spinning up these and going like these like a madman. Because it's so important to get. Even I'll pause as much as I dare. That's a pause now. Right. I'm going to pause the water. I'm going to pause this. I'm going to enable all this. And I'm going to enable this. So these should start to populate because there's too many beavers in. This could go down. Can I get another one in there? Yes, I can. And I've got the two in there. That's fine. I've got to keep an eye on this food. Now, this food's another issue as well. So I'm going to just be careful here. Yeah, I'm okay. I suppose I could actually pause this, to be honest, and get this food going in. Because we've got, you see what I mean, where it's just not picking up the food fast enough. So now I'm going to get the. Does this have to be? I didn't think it has to be a thing, but we'll now have a spike of food coming in. I'm just worried because I don't want to use the thing as if I can. I'm going to. Where is everything? I'm just checking to see where everything is. Pause them. Pause them. In fact, I'm just pausing this lot just for now. Because I don't want too many. Otherwise, they're going to eat all the food. That's the, the problem. And then we'll have no food, and then I'm rushing to get everything done. I've got 230 now. Now that's done. That's good. This is a problem. I'm gonna pause that because this is getting really close to there. The drought, it will go, but it's not going yet. And I don't want them to go in and get, obviously, I only need another 6 as well. If I can get the one I need in this playthrough, I'll be absolutely, really happy. Can I enable a couple of... Yes, I can. That's 150 something there. Right then, now I can enable these back again because the and I can get rid of this. The reason why I can get rid of this is now I can afford the 250. We've just gone over the 250, and I can rotate. Yep, rotate, and we'll rotate. That'll put these down. Obviously, I need planks, and I haven't got enough planks. So we'll have to make more planks. But what I'm going to do is I'm not doing them yet. I'll just use the planks that I've got. Because I desperately want to get over 100 in this drought system here. I suppose what I could do, is pause this. And because I've got 11, I could enable these. These only need 4. That's really not enough either. Damn shame that is. Let's disable that because they've eaten it. They've got everything. There is a... Early on in this game, it's about enable, disable, enable, disable. It just goes like that, to be honest. That one can be built. I'm not much worried about that. There's only a couple left. Yeah, so that one's done. That one's done. I'll leave that one to be built as well. It's not going to take long to get to that 38. For sure. And then I'll re-enable this again. We'll obviously... I'll put this in... This... I just want to try and get up to this level before the bad water comes in. Because don't forget, what will happen is I'll be blocking this off. The bad water will be released into this section here. So it doesn't contaminate this. That's the main aim of this next playthrough to well, it might be this one. We're on 4, so it's probably going to be in cycle 5. So it could be early, late, you just don't know. Now I've got 118 water. I'm not too much worried yet. I've obviously disabled all of them. How are we going? Yeah, we've only got 6 left on that one. I've got 82. Now, I think I can have it, let's say, here, like that. And I can have... if I do it right, I could have like this. As long as I have the butt of it on that little plinthy little thing, this here, this is where these come out. I can actually have 2. I could have 2 gears on there, really. Remember, gear only takes 1. Where I'm almost at 100. But it also, I think it takes planks to build as well. Yeah, it's very plank dense. So that's the other problem. I don't know how many more planks I've got, actually. Oh, I'm missing 1. I had 11. But got nothing else that I can take down as a plank that I want. That I don't want, if you get what I mean. I could take this, I suppose. Because it's not serving any purpose at all at the moment. And get that picked up. Now, as long as I've got a place to put them, which is here, it will do that and then do that. So what I can do is do this. I'll do that there. We've also got one down here as well that we want. Well, I'll only do this for now. Then... I got completely confused there. Did I put this in for cutting? I did. How's our food situation? It's not really... It's gone up a bit more. But I wouldn't say it was drastically improving that much. Our berry situation is fine. I'm going to pause these berries because that'll give me 2 extra back. And I'm going to enable this to build, to get another farm going. Because I've got all this and I need to be able to get it. Water's not going to hold out either. Plant trees. Plant. Do that. Right. They'll come and sort this out. It's just to get myself over. Right, we've got this one back. Yeah, there we go. Now they can build them. Now we'll start to get some... two of these will come out. As you can see, I've got 160 something. I do not have to worry, but I've just not got the... not got the planks to be able to do anything. So that's why I'm not too much worried to be able to do anything. I've got 2 planks in. I'd like to get this side, but I can't get this side. So I might as well wait until all this is taken off to get rid of that. That should give me 3 back, which would get... Well, the option is to get this is more than this. So I'll come down here and we'll... I'll pause it. I don't want it to be built yet, but that's the thing that I'm going to do. I've still got 5 going because we've got 21. So that's not too bad. I don't want to go too far because, like I said, the problem being is if you go too far, you get too many. We've still got the shelters. The problem. As much as I can get in this playthrough, I've got 3 days left. Then I'm gonna do it. And then I can start, because obviously it will go straight to 180. I don't want to go too far. I'll probably be able to cut these down as well. What it doesn't tell me, I've got none even... Well, I suppose it does tell me, because I've got these here. Did I lose 2? No, I lost 1. Because I lost 1, I'll turn that back again. Yeah. I'm just keeping an eye on this growing up. I just can't take the chance. I suppose I could just take 2. I've probably let it got a bit too thing with it. That's why I built them here, because they don't have to walk so far. So when they come out, they will automatically... we've only got a couple... I am going to take that down to 2. I am going to enable this to... This water will increase quite substantially, quite fast. And then I will disable, and these will go into here. Right then. Yeah, I've only cut so many of them. Let's put these up as a... Get on cutting my stuff. I'll lose 2. I might actually lose more than 2. No, just 2. 260 in. That's way enough for this. I don't have to worry. Eventually, I'll need like the tapper shack and things like that, but I should be okay. Now, we're gonna eventually need some metal, and it's all here. This is the closest one that I can think to use. But this is what I want to get built, you see. I'll start to enable, I think, that. Because I've got enough wood. I mean, I could get them to live a little bit longer by... I think I'll turn these on. That is 80, but I think it's worth it. They'll only cover 10, so they'll only cover... That's not too bad so far. So they'll build these... well, they would build this if it wasn't disabled. Which would be a good thing. because that'll increase the well-being. In if they get over 5, we get a speed boost, and I think we get a welfare boost as well by about 30%. So it's worth getting over the 5. But the trouble is you've got to have the beavers and the things to be able to do it and do everything else that you want to do at the same time. You're always going to have, I was going to say, you're always going to have this tree. Once everything is all, that we don't have to worry about this, we don't have to worry about that and everything else. Now you can see how much my water's going back up. But the problem being is I've got to be careful I don't drain this out. Because I'll lose all these. I've got 1 day, so now I've got enough for 1 day. Now they'll start to come back in here. And we'll get the food going again. That now is almost been taken down. Then we'll enable this and get a huge amount more planks. Obviously, I need 25. Yeah, I need about 25. I mean, I can enable this already. This isn't a problem. Done. Pause. As you can see, so I need 15 logs. Logs is not a problem because we've got that many. Planks is the problem. But I'm going to need to do it. That means it's out of range. That means there's nothing else in here. Delete that. If I can press the right button. Pick this up. Cannot delete this. I can get this back actually. I can't delete these until these have gone, and then I might be getting some logs back from that. Well, I should be getting 3 planks, sorry, which is enough for this because this is I only need 4, and I can get that to be done actually. Yeah, that cost me 100, and I've still got 250 in the bank, so I've got quite a lot to be going with. Still 133 water. Food has gone back up again. It's an incredible, you've got to manage all this. This will change eventually as well when they get in there, and that one will get spilt as well. So we are. It's really slow to start with, but unless you take your time with it, and because you make a mistake, you'll pay the price, and that's the problem. I've now got. Well, I wanted to get these built first. This is obviously what I want to get built. Never mind this. But I've got 27. I got enough to run this with the 2 without this turning off. I don't have to worry, I've only got half a day left, but can we pick this up, please? That's be nice and kind of you. So that's fine. Obviously now that's going to go in. I won't need this eventually, but I don't want to get rid of these because these are logs. And then I go down here. This... where are you? That should be enough to get right to the end. Yes, it is. And it's enough to get that going once they've built this as well. Which I have now. Well, that's good. Again, I've got 7 logs left. I'm not going to get rid of that until we're ready to get rid of them. I think next time it will be a bad water coming in. And then we start. And then what happens is everything else starts to rank up from there. So water will be tight, and this will be tight, and everything else will be tight, and it just goes up from that. I've got none because it's not given me any the well-being stuff yet. It's still up. I couldn't understand why that wasn't doing the thing. Ah, there we go. Delete. Demolish that. Yep. I can get this back as well. Oh, it's only given me 2 in it. Oh no, it has given me 3. I can have them. Having more, I don't think actually makes a difference when there's only 1. 18 planks is going to start being enough, I think, to start enabling this to get done and this to get done. I need this done before, because that will go right the way down there. As we can see the line, it'll fill all this with water, and it'll fill all this with water. Now, then we can keep this down. The only snag is this is a higher level than this. But eventually when we go for some bad water, and we can get explosives, which is something that we really want quite soon in a lot of respects, we'll be able to... The potential is to blow this down and maybe think, oh, just leave it, you know? Or I could blow this here, and that would be in then that channel, and then I wouldn't have to keep going up and down like a yo-yo. Yeah, so we're getting water back in. I've got that to 100. I've got that to 1, which will fill this channel in. You see what I mean? It can't get this. So it might be worth... Also, I've got to re-enable all this again. Done. I'm also going to do that one. We're still getting things for this. We've got 25, but I'm just going to carry on doing it because I need to pause these. I cannot under any circumstances allow them to go into that until it's flushed. Oh, I need to have it to 85. It will flush itself out in a minute once that gets... As you can see, it's getting pushed through now. We know that it will be mostly gone. When I can get something, I'll probably enable this to get a bit more land as well. I could also obviously build this up to a next tier as well. But the trouble is this year you can't really do much with that. But let's, like I said, let's enable these. We want 10 on each one, and then the planks. Once I've got that secure, I'll be a bit happier with everything that's going on. I've now got 3 in well-being. That's because I have not got enough. I have not got enough barracks. I've got 120 in. And bearing in mind, I've got this tree section that's coming back again. I might be able to enable... I'm not too sure what... Yeah, I think we're almost being able to run everything with all these 27. Now, I've got to be careful. I'll enable these 2 now. This section here. Because these are going to die off eventually, and then I'm going to go back down and have a D-spike again. And I'll enable them. Because I don't think they're... Yeah, they're mainly down. That's mainly... I should have enabled them ones. Just leave it like that, I think. If I do start to lose them, I'll enable these ones. Right, they're almost getting built. Yeah, he's cutting this section. Is he cutting that one, though? Did I cut trees? No, I've got that one. Yeah, it just take a while to get over here and do these, but we're almost there. So that's almost done, and then it's like I said, I'm just carrying on. I think actually I've got enough. Yeah, see, I've got enough in a medium tank. Do I? That's 25 planks, so that's going to use all my planks. Not until I get this done. This is next most important thing because I can increase the water you see level. That obviously, then I can push this down. Now, the only snag is these are on this level, and these are on the other level. So that'll be a thing that I'm going to have to solve while we're thinking about it. Like so. That, I don't know how many I can get in. Sorry about moving around, my apologies. Yeah, you see, I can get one in there. Let's just pause that. Because I want them on this bottom level. I don't want them on here. I'm going to move all this. This is all going to be moving into here. I know there's a, bad one, but it's fine. I don't think it causes too much problems. Well, let's put it this way. It better not. I could get another one in there. Or I could move that over to a bit further. Oh, there we go. We got a 4. Only a 4 though. That's a bit of a down. Sleeping is still an issue. I'll take that down to 20. See if I can get away with that. I suppose I don't really need. Let's take it down to 16 and help them out. I still need an extra barracks though. Are we not getting any? I suppose I'm putting this as full. Right, so we've got 165. That one's getting there. Right. Maybe go back to what I was doing. I could probably have one on here, and I could certainly have at least one what I've just made. No, I can only have one there. I'm trying to get the 4. What I'm trying to do is get the 4. Now, obviously, I can use this here. This is a prime example of a space, but I don't want to go too far because obviously I'm building this and they'll go, it's too far from a district. So I could get the one in there. And that's it. I pause that one. So that's 3. I only need 5, and I think I get the other 2 on the edge of here. And then they'll, as you can see, they'll suck through from this, and this will go right high. I've got 8, and then I need to unpause that one, and then we're okay. I'll tell you something. This is it's definitely some. It's so much things to sort out. They're not building that because they're going to do something else. I've got 500 in that now. I'm going to put a couple. I want them to start doing other things. They're not doing other things. $26. I had one just die. I've just done one. Which was the one that went straight over then? I'll pause that one. And I'll enable that one. Because that one's closer to being full. Well, I'll get a... See, this is what I'm saying. I'll get a spike of things just plummeting. So I've got to be able to have children there to be able to redo them. Yeah, they're concentrating on this for sure, which is fine. Ain't got a problem with that. It is important to get done, and then once that's certainly been done, I'll have, like I said, I can then start concentrating on emptying these out and converting this to other stuff. What I'll do is I'm going to do plant crops. I'm going to clear these. So what they'll do is when they get them pulled like this, they won't replant them. And this is where the this large storage is going to be. But obviously I need gears, and I can't get gears until I know that I've got everything going. I've got enough water to be able to live with them. Obviously, I've got 300 in here now, so I don't need any more. But I need to get this going. So we got it. Yeah, that's unusual. We've got a drought on 5, so it looks as if I'm not going to get it in this cycle then. And we are almost at the end of this playthrough. So like I said, thank you very much for watching. It's such an enjoyable game. For me, like I said, it's one of the best games in the last 20 years I've ever played. It just suits my stupidity of play and how it, but obviously we have other games that we are going to play, and that Whisker Wooded, I think, has got potential. There's no two ways about that. It's not one of the. It's not a Timberborn killer. No, not a chance in anything. But it's definitely got something, and so I'm personally happy with that. There we go. I got a contaminated beaver, so he will die eventually as well. I'm annoyed with that. I didn't want a contaminated beaver, but it is what it is. I'm a little peeved with myself there. Hopefully we'll get this built in no time at all. It'll definitely be the next playthrough. I'm just looking at time now, and you know what I'm like. I always tend to go over the time, so I'm not going to try and do it this time. But anyway, I'm just pushing back as far as you can see on this, because obviously screenshots and things. But don't forget, we are going to be tackling this as a reservoir, and this is why I said before where that cliffside still bugs me, where I lost where stupid OneDrive did something and lost all my players, which I save them now. I save them on my server and on locally as well. I'm not having that, so I do a double save. But anyway, yeah, and we'll take this down and have this as another reservoir as well, because I like things natural. I don't like I've seen other people play it, and that's fine. They do have them. They want to have to do them. I like it more natural. So, and the area is absolutely ginormous. And if you haven't seen the new Diablo play, I know it's 30 videos in, but it is an interesting play, especially how tiny that map is. And how absolutely ginormous this is compared to it, you know what I mean? It's only 50 tiles by 50 tiles, and you don't have a lot of room and everything, but it does get you thinking. But anyway, that being said, I hope you enjoyed this. We will see you in the next one. Don't forget currently it's always on a Tuesday, so next Tuesday you'll get one, and it just goes on like that. If it starts to get more popular and people like yourself want it more often, we might be able to get, a couple in a week or something like that. I don't know how that's going to be, but obviously, it's blown away my expectations so far, and I'm really glad about that. And I hope you stick with it, and we will see you again. Take care. Bye for now.